What's up, fight fans? Welcome to my channel. This is Johnny. In today's video, we're going to be going over the statistics that nobody talks about when mentioning this weekend's main event in Kissimmee, Florida between Erickson Lubin and Ardreal Holmes. Guys, before I continue, I want to say thank you to all the new subscribers. Thank you to everybody who's been with me since day one. If you haven't already, could you please hit subscribe? Also, remember to like this video, and if you can, go down to the bottom of your screen right now, right near that subscribe button, hit the bell notification icon so you can be notified every time I put something out that's new. All right, guys, this weekend we have a full list of boxing from the UK to the US, multiple cards. In this video, we're gonna be going over the main event in Kissimmee, Florida, between the hometown kid Erickson Lubin and the undefeated southpaw Ardreal Holmes. So in this video, we're going to be going over what both fighters have been up to. We're going to talk about their careers, talk about their game plans. Also, stay tuned to the end of the video because that's where I'll be going over the Las Vegas odds, and I'll also give you my prediction on where to put your money. All right, guys, before the bell even rings, this fight already has history. This fight already has vitriol behind it. Erickson Lubin and Ardreal Holmes have met once before, not in the pros, but in the amateurs. You can make whatever you want to make out of that. Erickson Lubin, it was his last amateur fight before he turned pro, and he won a decision. With Lubin, we know that he had a storied amateur career. He had a lot of hype coming out of the amateurs. He chose to forego becoming Olympian to become pro, and at only 29, he's already been a pro close to a decade. It seems like he's fought the who's who in his division. At times when he has tested himself at the highest level, things haven't always gone his way. Obviously, we're talking about that Charlo knockout, and then when he got stopped against Seb Fundora due to damage, that was a firefight as well. He got dropped, and then he drops Fundora. If you haven't seen that fight, go check that out. With Ardreal Holmes, this is a tall southpaw from Flint, Michigan, 6'2". He's actually older than Erickson Lubin. He feels that this is his shot. It's his time, now or never. He feels that amateur experience, he was a different fighter, and he thinks that he's going to be too much for Erickson Lubin. There's rumors that the winner of this fight will put themselves in position to fight for the IBF title at 154 against the undefeated bruiser Russian Bakram Murtazayev. It was only a short while ago, guys, where me living down here in Sydney, Australia, we thought, us boxing fans, that Lubin was going to come down to Australia to fight Tim Tszyu. And we know that sometimes in boxing, more often than not, things don't always go as planned. So Lubin has picked himself up off the canvas multiple times. He's coming off a decision win against Jesus Ramos. That was controversial, could have gone either way. Holmes as well is coming off, I don't want to say a lackluster performance, but a bit of an uncharacteristic performance in his own standards. So they both have something to prove, and they both feel that the bright lights, the main event, is going to be serving them as well to put on a great performance. Before I continue, I want to remind everybody what happened not too long ago at the press conference when these two faced off face to face.
Your best sparring partner is Larissa Shields, bro.
That's better than the shit you been doing on YouTube. Huh? That's better than the shit you been posting on YouTube.
I'm glad you watching. I'm glad you watching. Break you up.
All right, this way. Yo, this way. Yo, this way. This way, guys, right here. All right, this way. All right, it's done, guys. This way, guys, right here. Come on, right that much. Right here, guys, do one picture. Guys, do one great picture. Hey, right here.
You got like 6 knockouts, bro. You ain't
How many times you been knocked out? How many times you been knocked out? How many times you been knocked out, nigga?
I just beat you in the amateurs, bro. I beat the shit out you, bro.
It's done.
Okay.
Guys.
I beat you the fuck up.
Hey, I'm happy you happy with that shit. I'm happy you happy with it.
What?
I'm happy you happy with it. I'm happy you happy with it. I'm happy you happy with it.
All right, that's good. Hey, that's good. That's good.
We're gonna see. That's good. We're gonna see.
As you can hear, what they're talking about is what's going to happen come fight night. They brought up their amateur fight, and then Holmes really got under Lubin's skin when he talked about he gets knocked out, and that's when Lubin pushed him. So right now, I want to remind everybody what's at stake this weekend in Kissimmee, Florida. And I quote, "He's a good fighter," said Ardreal Holmes, discussing his May 10th opponent, Erickson Lubin. "He's an excellent fighter. He's at the top for a reason, so you can't take that away from him. Because he's in my division, I've always watched his career. I keep an eye on him." The two fought as amateurs in Lubin's last fight in the unpaid ranks. Lubin won over 3 rounds, and both have made strides in the pros towards their IBF title eliminator. about set to determine who will face champion Bakram Murtazaev. Time has moved on, of course, since they met in the final of the National Golden Gloves in Salt Lake City back in 2013. There's a great deal at stake in this fight as well, at the Silver Spurs Casino in Kissimmee, Florida. Holmes remembers Lubin as a good fighter from their previous encounter. Just being talented, strong, just an all-around good fighter, Holmes recalled. There was a significant buzz around Lubin when he turned over, and that would have created a lot of pressure and expectation that Holmes, to a degree, sympathizes with. I can only imagine, I think so, said Holmes, who admits this represents a step up in opposition for him. This will be my biggest fight, he added. I feel like this will be the fight that puts me in conversation with the best at 154. The undefeated Flint, Michigan southpaw is 30 and ready for his breakout opportunity. In his last fight back in September of 2023, when he won a controversial decision to outscore Jesus Ramos, he says it wasn't his best performance, and coming into fight night this weekend, it'll be almost 19 months since we've seen him fight. It was Lubin's biggest win on paper, but also not his finest hour. I think he did what Ramos let him do. You know what I mean, said Holmes. Ramos is a good fighter. You can't look great against every fighter. I feel like he's just an all-around decent fighter. Both boxers are not just hungry for a title fight, but they want to make their mark in one of boxing's hottest divisions. Lubin is a quality southpaw, a former amateur star who's been among the best in his division for a decade. Some of the questions that Holmes is going to have to answer when the bell rings is, how's he going to manage Lubin's power? How's he going to circle away from the lead hook when his backhand's equally as impressive? And with Lubin, he's just going to have to figure out that height disadvantage. He's going to have to figure out that jab. He's seen it before, though. He's been in the ring with Seb Fandora. Even though things didn't go his way, he did have success. So going into this fight, he feels that the height advantage won't be that big of an issue for him. So right now, I do want to take a closer look at Ardreal Holmes and see what he's been up to. Guys, Ardreal Holmes is 17-0 with 6 knockouts. He carries into the ring a 35% career knockout to win ratio. And out of 2,233 fighters at 154 pounds, he's ranked number 49 in the world. He's fought a total of 90 professional rounds, and his adoring fans know him as the Boss Man. The American's a 30-year-old southpaw standing at 6'2" with a 74-inch reach, residing from Flint, Michigan, USA. We last saw him fight Edwin Jr., 9-0, UD in the 10th. Noriega, 10-2, UD in the 10th. Harrington, 10-1, stopped him in the 2nd. Toussaint, 14-1, technical decision in the 8th. Villarreal, 12-0, split decision in the 10th. So like you heard out of his own mouth, this will be Ardreal Holmes' biggest step up. This will also be his first 12-round fight. This will also be his first title eliminator. So he feels the time is now. He's perfectly ready for it. When you watch his style, you're going to see a tall, crafty southpaw, doesn't mind fighting off the ropes, uses his jab, has a pretty good jab. I feel that's his best weapon. And if he uses that jab to control Lubin's aggression and control Lubin's tempo, I think he's going to find a lot of success. Right now, let's take a closer look at the hammer, Erickson Lubin. Guys, Lubin's 26-2 with 18 knockouts. He's currently not ranked at 154 pounds due to his inactivity. We haven't seen him in close to 19 months. He carries into the ring a 69% career knockout to win ratio and has fought a total of 136 pro rounds. His adoring fans know him as the Hammer, and the American is a 5'11" southpaw with a 74-inch reach. He resides in Kissimmee, Florida, USA. We last saw him fight Jesus Ramos, 20-0, UD in the 12th. Arias, 20-3, stopped him in the 5th. Seb Fandora, 18-0, he got stopped in the 9th. Rosario, 20-2, knockout in the 6th. Terrell Gachet, 21-1, UD in the 12th. So like I said, Erickson Lubin is a consummate professional. We watched him mature from his amateur to pro ranks. We've also watched him go through adversity. He's been stopped before, he's been knocked out before, but he's gotten back up each time to make another run at the title. You could say what you want about that Ramos fight. It could have gone either way. The scorecards were all over the place. Ramos fans feel that he won that, but in boxing, all you could do is take what's put in front of you, and he's not the one making the judges' scorecards or reading out the winner. So it's business as usual. He feels this is his chance finally to prove to everybody why they call him the Hammer. When you watch his style, he is a dangerous fighter. This is why his fans love him. He has a lot of kind of a cult following because of, he calls his hooks the sledge. His lead hook is equally as brutal as his backhand. I think he's at his best though when he's setting his lead hook up with his backhand. Coming from that southpaw style, he's marauding you into the ropes. I feel his best knockouts are when he lands his backhand left straight, forces his opponent to circle slightly away, and that's him setting that trap for that lead hook. and that's one of my favorite punches he throws. This is going to be an exciting matchup. The narrative will definitely be, will Lubin be able to figure out the height and length and get past that jab, and will Holmes be able to circumnavigate that power and force Lubin into his style of fight? When I look at both guys side by side, we know the name Erickson Lubin. A lot of you guys might not be familiar with Ardreal Holmes, but Holmes is the older guy, he's the taller guy. But funny enough, their reach cancels each other out. It's one of the reasons why Lubin is able to create so much power with his hooks, due to his torque and his reach. Pro rounds on Lubin's side, championship experience on Lubin's side. The only thing that I could give Ardreal Holmes is that he's undefeated. You saw in the stare down face-off, that is what got under Lubin's skin. So going into this fight, Ardreal Holmes knows that. He said to his face, you've been stopped twice. All you do is get knocked out. So in Holmes' mind, he's undefeated, never been knocked out, and he feels that he has all the confidence in the world to not only beat Erickson Lubin, but to stop him. He doesn't have a lot of pop on his power, but we know with those tall, lanky fighters who use their jab, every now and then they could develop a knockout. Also, there's a lot of pressure on Lubin's side. This is a hometown fight for him, a hometown main event. The last time we featured a hometown fight, hometown main event on this channel, it didn't go too well for the hometown kid. I'm talking about the first time Jaime Munguia fought Bruno Serras, and Bruno Serras, who only had 4 knockouts on his record at the time, knocked out Jaime Munguia. So only time will tell to see how this one plays out. Right now, I want to take a closer look at the Las Vegas odds and see where all the money is at. Remember, guys, I'm down here in Australia. My betting book is called Sportsbet. So wherever you are in the world, let's pull those betting apps out right now. Also, I want to mention, I'm only going to give you my money line prediction fights. Stay tuned to the channel. Friday morning, 11 a.m. Australia. Thursday night in America, I'll be doing my live stream where I'll be giving you my prop bets and the lock picks of the week for all the fights that I'm talking about on the channel throughout the week. All right, guys, currently the money line sits at $1.39 for Erickson Luben, meaning that you put $100 on Luben to win, you get your money back plus 39. The draw is 17-1. Ardreal Holmes is a 325, meaning you put 100 on him just to win, you get your money back plus 225 bucks. So the fight has gotten closer and closer, the odds at least, where the money's going as we get closer and closer to fight night. I looked at those odds last week, and Luben was $1.22. He's at $1.39 now, meaning that there's money coming back on Ardreal Holmes. When I'm thinking about my prediction, here's where I'm going. I like the power, I like the experience, I like the confidence, and mate, Erickson Lubin, the Hammer, is just so fun to watch. He's one of my favorite fighters to watch. When he's grooving, when he's cooking, he is a nightmare for anybody at 154 pounds. I think he's going to be a little bit more defensive responsible. I'd like to see him add a little bit of head movement, at least fire and get your head off the center line, or fire and roll away. We'll see what happens, but I'm definitely picking Erickson Lubin to beat Ardreal Holmes. I think he's going to put himself in a position to fight Bakhmurmurzaev, and fingers crossed, that would be a firefight. You do not have to agree with me in the comment section below. Who do you think is going to win this fight? Holmes, will he continue to be undefeated and improve his record to 18-0? Or will we see Erickson Lubin get back on track, continue his winning streak, and put himself in that position to become a world champion that a lot of his fans think that he's destined to become? Also, guys, if you haven't seen my breakdown analysis and prediction of an exciting fight happening this weekend in San Diego between top slugger Raymond Murataya and Russian bruiser Zaire Abdullayev, stay tuned to the channel because that's coming up right now.